Let me see. Sema temuni ginire yo.
Kayonga Paul. The Sweet Journal is live.
I have to go. Sorry, you get in touch with her.
National anthem. Oh, Uganda, may God uphold thee. We lay our future in thy hands. United, free, only, party together will always stand. Oh, Lutalo, Garuede. Tuyambalengwe, olutalo ngaluwedde, tuyambalengwe, tulivimba mu Uganda empya. Tuliyambala, engule Samasa olutalo nga luwedde tuliyambale ngule tulivimba mu Uganda empya. People power. Our power. Please have your seats. All right. I can see people. I can now confidently call honorable members of Parliament and Mr. President, the Deputy First Lady, and other leaders of National Unity Platform. You're all very welcome to this meeting. Before we proceed, I want to get one of the comrades to lead us in a word of prayer. And maybe we'll get a volunteer from the honorable members to come and give us a word of prayer. Kayemba Solo, honorable.
Let us humble ourselves for this wonderful prayer. Oh dear Lord, the Creator, the one who created heaven and created the earth, we pray you know whatever is happening in our country. We pray you give us power and enable us fulfill the mission of liberating our country. Through you we pray. Amen.
So, thank you very much. We're going to have the first part of this meeting with the media, and after that we're going to have an engagement alone without the media to discuss some matters. But the first thing from me is to congratulate all of you, ladies and gentlemen, honorable members, for effectively defeating many forces and being elected to the position which you currently occupy. Congratulations to you. This is our first meeting after the election. Of course, I would also want us to congratulate our president, because we know that our president I'm sure none of us doubts that our president actually won the election, right? So we have to congratulate him, and to, of course, you know, he has been under house arrest. This is the first time to interact with him. Has not been able to step out of this compound for about 12 days now. But we thank God that he's alive, he's strong, and the other things he will communicate for himself. But this is the first of several meetings that we'll be having with you elected leaders. We appreciate you for the sacrifices. We appreciate you for doing a lot of work that you did in the campaign trail to see that you emerged victorious, but not only for yourselves, you did also for the president, because congratulate you, and of course appreciate you for making sure that our president won massively in your respective constituencies. We'll be discussing other matters which are internal, but before I invite the president to address us, we'll first of all introduce ourselves, so that we'll do self-introductions beginning there, and then we'll move to the other side, and immediately after we'll have the president address us. Thank you.
Muwonge Tom, the incoming mayor, Kasanga Town Council. That will be 3rd of next month. That is Wednesday next week. Nice seeing you people. Congratulations to all of you.
Sewanyana Alan Aloysius, MP, Makindye West, and incoming MP, Makindye West constituency.
Simbwa Fred Kagwa, MP Nachifuma constituency.
Geoffrey Kayemba Solo, MP elect Bukoma Simbi South.
Good morning, everybody. That's Chibodi Helen, woman MP elect Kalangala district.
I'm Chiaga Hilary Innocent Akamege Njovu, MP elect Maokota North constituency.
Tebandeke Charles Chikonyogo, Bale constituency, Kayunga district, Bugere.
Haji Kaziwe Bashir Mbazira, MP elect Kawempe South. Walia Abubeka, MP elect Rogano. Dangerous substituting Kunyijibwa. Wanka Abdallah, Kayongo, Mama Yuni, Mukono North. Kasa Aloysius awaiting swearing, Luvaga South.
Congratulations, Mr. President. Nyeko Derek, Makindye East, MP elect.
Ranga Jimmy, MP elect, Jem Municipality.
Soro Stefan Chinarwa, MP elect, Mugazi Municipality.
Robina Hassan Luka Lide, Katika South constituency.
People power.
Our power.
Our power.
People power.
Secretary at Dennis, MP elect, Katika Munono.
Good morning, everyone. Woman MP Lugana district.
Good morning, everyone. Kabuye Frank, Kasanda South Coast. People power.
Our power.
Our power.
People power.
Mato Charles. Edobozi lya Busiro. Busiro South constituency.
Salongo, Akembo, Mikaili, Watekana. MP elect from Interior Municipality.
Charles David Kawanga, sitting MP and MP elect, Bushiri constituency.
Haya Christine Nashimwero, district man MP elect, Chiboga district.
Subuda Paul, Busiro team manager, as well as MP elect Busiro North.
I'm Wakalima Musoke Sereko, incoming member of parliament, Nancy.
People power.
Our power.
People power.
Our power.
NUP.
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
NUP.
Teddy Namboze, woman member of parliament, elect, Mpeji district.
I'm Dr. Nduwana Christine, MP elect, Bukoma Simbi North constituency. Mama Bula.
I'm Veronica Nanyondo, sitting MP, Bukoma Simbi district, and MP elect, Bukoma Simbi district, woman MP.
Good morning, everyone. Honorable Mr. President, the only one Namugagoreti, MP elect, Mawagola South constituency, Sembabule district.
People power. Our power. Our power. People power. Ronald Evans Kanyike, Bokoto East constituency, MP elect.
People power. Our power. Brandon MP elect, World district.
People power.
Our power.
Amanya Kamoga Sapik member for National Unity Platform.
People power. Geza Milton Mohammed, team security Kawaya Abubeka, team Jagwa Ichetamu Robert.
People power. Our power. Lutaya Geoffrey, record breaker, Kaputo constituency.
People power. Our power. Amanya Katerega Aksam, LC5 district representative of Wakiso and Gaza area.
People power. Our power. Our power. People power. Charles Godfrey, incoming MP Gomba East, constituency Gomba East.
People power. People power. That's Ethonalima, Vice Chairperson Wakiso District and Woman MP elect Wakiso. We welcome.
People power. People power. James Mugabe Susan Nakaziwa Kisambu Mutani Mutaka.
Power.
Our power. People power. Nyakana Karwanga, so direct councillor Metiana district.
Okay, thank you very much, comrades, for those introductions. You guys have been through the fire, and many of you have emerged victorious. We appreciate you. We know that we have very many members who actually did not lose, but were rigged. And as the NUP, we are doing everything possible to assist some of those people. And maybe in our next engagement, we'll have even more leaders joining us. But we've also received apologies from several elected leaders who are not able to be here, either because they are handling, court matters and all that. But we are aware of where our leaders are. So this is our first interaction, our first engagement as a NUP. We strive to be different because we are indeed going to cause a difference in this country. We have promised the citizens of this country a new Uganda, and we want to believe that the constituencies which we have liberated are going to be new constituencies in the true sense of the word. I saw many of your posters having a new Bukomansimbi, a new Kawempe, because indeed we've been promising a new Uganda, and we should begin with the liberated constituencies to do that. So without wasting any other time, I will invite the President to speak to us, after which we are going to take about 2 or 3 questions from the media, and then we'll immediately have our own in-house meeting. Mr. President, you're welcome to address.
People power. Our power. Our power.
People power.
NUP.
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
NUP.
People power.
Our power.
Our power.
People power.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, honorable members, congratulations. Congratulations to you. Congratulations to those who have been struggling before us. Congratulations to those that are going to come after us. But most importantly, congratulations to the people of Uganda. Without a doubt, we won. The National Unity Platform won. The people of Uganda won. The past, the present, and the future won. Our country can never be the same again. I know that many of you have been to a good deal demoralized. I've personally been in incarceration for the last 11 days. Today is the first time that I'm meeting many of you, that I'm talking to many of you. The First Lady that you decided, that the people of Uganda decided should be the next First Lady, has been in incarceration with me. We are not broken. We were not broken. Because we know that all these are actions of a timid, scared man. I congratulate all of you. This was a win for the people of Uganda. But like Samora Machel said one time, a luta continua. The struggle continues. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm very, very glad to meet you today, honorable members. I am aware that, yes, while we are sad as a nation that General Museveni, using institutions of state, using the military, and using Mr. Byabakama, made every effort to compromise and take over the will of the people of Uganda, which will not be possible. This can only be timely. I was put under illegal detention in my own house because General Museveni did not win. We won him. Using a few people, he declared himself winner, thereby, staging a coup against the will of the people of Uganda. I can tell you in no uncertain terms that I was elected the democratic president of Uganda. The people of Uganda elected the National Unity Platform. Although the Electoral Commission has announced only 61 of us, you are aware that very many of us actually won. Many of them are still, pursuing their victories, while others are petitioning the courts of law, even when we know how compromised our courts are. But most importantly, I want you to know that what General Museveni has been doing and is trying to do now will not work this time. This is only periodical. So I wanted you today, first of all, to congratulate you, but to inform you that this is just the beginning and not the end. Friends, you won. You are now honorable members. But it is important to know these things below. One, it is just the beginning. And there's nothing to celebrate right now. There's nothing to celebrate when General Museveni, using his divide and rule tactics, is trying to channel this and create a narrative that this was a tribal election. He was rejected not only in Buganda, he was rejected the country over. He was rejected in the north, rejected in the east, rejected in the west, and rejected here in the south and the central. You are all aware that General Museveni deployed the military. You have seen video evidence of the military and the police pre-ticking ballot papers, stuffing ballot papers, putting voters on gunpoint and ordering them to vote, not secretly, but on the same desk when everybody is watching, to ensure that he puts up an image that he has won. But I'm glad that unlike ever before, not only locally but internationally, all these schemes have been rejected. You have seen statements from the United Nations, you've seen statements from the United States, you have seen statements from the European Union and very many other international bodies rejecting the fraud. We continue to reject the fraud, and in no unequivocal terms, we are saying that we defeated General Museveni and we are the true winners. However, the will of the people was usurped by General Museveni. He staged the coup. And as we speak right now, while he tactically left some of the very ashaming wins to proceed, he went ahead to avert the wins of other people. Like I told you, many pursuing their wins. That explains why not all of us are here today. This is a beginning, friends. The liberation struggle continues. We are not free until we break free from the 35-year-old regime. Today we meet for the first time after 11 days of, military takeover. It is not a mistake, friends, that we meet today when it is making 35 years of the Museveni gun rule. Today, as I speak to you. It is not a mistake. We are living in a generation where we see revelations before our own selves. It's up to us to tap into them. It's like electricity. It's always there until you tap into it. This generation that very many of you represent, I can see you. very many of you, even as newly elected members of parliament, I believe the majority of you were not born when Museveni took over our country. Look at yourselves right now. The people of Uganda have entrusted you to liberate them from this level, and that's exactly what we are going to do. So, number one, I want you to know that the people of Uganda trusted us. They trusted you. Just like our Secretary General has put it on your posters, and as a promise, you put a new Machindi, a new Kampala, a new Kawempe, a new Bukomansimbi, etc., etc. This is the time for us to make good of that promise. I told you while we were still in the campaigns that we are not going to wait to give that leadership when we finally wear the victor's crown. We must give that leadership even when we are in the struggle. This is just one phase of leadership accreditation. The people of your constituencies have accredited you, and this is when you begin to give that leadership. While your people want you to represent their voices in the parliament and the various offices that you've been elected to, your people, most importantly, want you to assert the voice of freedom, the voice and aspiration of an end to the dictatorship. And that's exactly what we are doing. And it's my humble prayer and request to you, friends, that you do not forget the mission. This is a mission to freedom. We have always been telling our people, mission 2021, not election 2021, but mission 20. And I've told you before that our people have agreed with a long old statement that politics is so serious a business to be left to politicians. So I'm asking you not to be politicians. I'm asking you not to be the regular politicians, but to be freedom fighters, to be leaders. We are leading an entire generation out of slavery, and they are banking on you. When General Museveni ordered for the surrounding of my house, he was convinced in his old school mind that by incarcerating me, by disconnecting me from the people, he's pouring cold water on this, our revolution. And I want to tell you that while I speak to you now, I speak to you as if it's the last time I'm talking to you. Because be very sure that this forcefully imposed regime on us, this timid old man who has his future right behind him, is going to do every illegal, every shameful thing. Don't be shocked when they surround my home once again. Don't be shocked when they arrest me and keep me in jail, thinking that by keeping me away from you, they are keeping this revolution cold. So I want to task you today to be a Chagulanyi where you are. Mwadan Kunyinji, the people of Chadondo voted for you. They sent you to accomplish a mission. Same to you, Shamim Malende. Same to everybody. This is no joking business. This is when the real fight begins. I've told you before, and now the people of your constituencies have proved to you that I'm not any different from you. You can do what I'm doing and even more. And the people have tasked you to that. This is no time for us to put on smart straight jackets and go to parliament and enjoy. It's a time to sacrifice. It's a time to put away our comfort. This is a liberation struggle that we must start. As a matter of fact, while the struggle has been more painful then, it is even more painful now. But I can guarantee you that we can see freedom in sight. While your constituencies have elevated you and made you stand out, I want you to remember that 100% of our campaign team are in prison. I want you to remember that we stand here on the blood of very many comrades that have been murdered innocently. Which blood we must make good of. They're looking at us. the people of Uganda are relying on us. But they are very proud that they chose us, that their voices, at least in some areas, were elevated. And I want you to know that General Museveni wants so desperately to put an end to this and pretend that we are moving on. We are not moving on to anywhere. We want him. He is not the legally elected president. He is an imposter. Yes, he is. So while you take on this office, I want you to remember that this is going to be a two-pronged approach. We have the political approach, but this bigger battle is for the people of Uganda. So you are expected to lead your people. At least through these 3 years, you have seen that indeed the people power is stronger than people in power. I want you to know that you are servants. You people, you are servants. You were appointed by people to serve them, to serve as anchors of a struggle for freedom and life. They are relying on you. They expect you to be serious. They expect you to be assertive. I know we are going to discuss much more in the absence of the media, but I wanted to congratulate you, friends, and task you and remind you that business is just beginning. It has not ended. There's no reason to celebrate now. There's only reason to be reminded that we have a big task ahead of us. You see, like Mandela one time said, the struggle for freedom is like climbing a mountain. You will climb and get to a certain level thinking that you've overcome, only to see that there's another phase to climb. That's the phase that we are going to right now. But I want you to know that you're leading the people with their trust. They have trusted you. That is a very noble thing. You are special people. Amidst all the rigging, amidst all the irregularities, amidst all the violence, the people asserted their voices. Don't look at yourself like the ordinary. You are not ordinary. You are freedom fighters. You are revolutionaries. Embrace it. Own it. And give leadership. Be magnanimous to those that you want. I know many of you were vying with other forces of change. This is a time to bring them forth. This is a time to show them that we are about leadership. This is no time to brag. This is a time to, but most importantly, this is a time to remember that we are servants of the people of Uganda. So I congratulate you, friends. I welcome you to this struggle. It is not going to be easy. It is not going to be smooth. They are going to provoke you. They are going to try to compromise you. They are going to offer you loads of money. They are going to offer you positions. You've heard General Museveni bragging that he'll buy out some of our leaders. He's bragged that he's going to offer ministerial posts to some of you. And when you refuse, like I know you will, because I know you cannot sell your people. When you refuse, they will persecute you. They will jail you. Kinds of wrong narratives around you. But remember, they're doing that to you because you are winners. I can guarantee you, friends, that we are going to remove a dictator. Do not be intimidated. Do not be intimidated. General Museveni might have used the military to assert his force and impose himself on the people of Uganda. Like I've already told you, he's an impositor who we are going to remove soon and very soon. Take examples of his friends, Hosni Mubarak, who purported to have won with 80-something%. His recently kicked out friend, Omar el-Bashir, who posed to have won an election with 90%. Not more than a year, he was out of office. We want Museveni out of office in less than a year. Power! People power! So do do not be, demoralized. We are removing a dictator. What you are representing here is a 45 million people. Okay? What you're representing here is the power of the people. What you're representing here is a new Uganda. And that new Uganda we are going to get. So I congratulate you, friends. I congratulate the people of Uganda. And I pray that moving forward, we are going to be each other's teachers. I salute the senior leaders that we have. And I salute the youngsters that we have. This is a true representation of Uganda. Let it echo amongst all of us. Let us make a difference. Let us not disappoint the people. We must not disappoint the people. You've heard many regime propagandists claiming that the people of Uganda will regret voting out of hate. They hate the Museveni regime because it has oppressed them for 35 years. Today, while they are celebrating 35 years of taking over our country, we are mourning that day. And I want it to drum deep down in you and remember that we have a duty like no other generation. Our duty, our mission is to remove a dictator. And you are here as commanders. You are here as leaders to push this through. So I salute you, ladies and gentlemen. We'll exchange much more. There's more that I want to share with you that we don't yet want to expose to the media. There's much more that you are going to get from our leaders, but I wanted to salute you and welcome you yet again to this next phase of our struggle. For God and our country. Uganda, kubanka kasamwe nambitegede wama sije kyone okuba temera mbanange mbayoza mikwano gyange mbayoza okulondebwa kiikirira bannayuganda newankubadde bangi kufe abalondeddwa naye olwokubanga Mwami Museveni mu bwannakyemalira bwe yayagadde nnyo okwawula mu bantu alage nti nno ekitundu kimu kyekitamulonze naye wala abamulonze bakandideti baffe bangi nnyo babadde nga bwe mwalabye amagye gakozesebwa mu kutiikinga obululu n'okugaana abantu abamu okulonda n'okukyusa ZDR forms n'ebitundu ebirala okulangirira obulangirizi mu buswavu bw'ekitalo abantu abatawangudde ne babalangirira yate be bawangudde naye mbayozayoza naye okusingira ddala njozayoza bannayuganda bawangudde okulonda kuno twakuwangula Mwami Museveni twamuwangula bagenda mu kulonda bannayuganda ne balonda National Unity Platform bannayuganda ne banonda okubeera pulezidenti waabwe era njagala obbategeeza mwabali wano n'abo abali eyo ebbali w'eggwanga ti Museveni bannayuganda tebamulonda nze kamakwogera nze gwe balonda era ffe tuwakanya mwami byabakama bye yayogera Mwami Museveni tebamulonda ffe tetumulaba nga pulezidenti waffe kuba bannayuganda tebamulonda era mu buswavu obw'ekitalo yalina okusindika amagye mu bumenyi bw'amateeka ne gatwetooloola ne gansibira awo newaka ne first lady wammwe bwemwalonda njagala okwebaza amaloboozi okwetoola ensi yonna ebitongole omuli UN omuli omuli European Union omuli Amnesty International n'ebitongole byonna eby'ensi yonna ebyasitula amaloboozi gaabwe oluvannyuma lw'ekkooti okusalawo nti baali bansibidde wano mu bumenyi bw'amateeka amagye gasoose kuziimula kiragiro kya kkooti naye olwaleero bakedde kuvaawo era guno gwe mukisa ogusoose okwogerako nammwe eyo no si nsobi baganda ba okwogera nammwe lwe giweredde ddala emyaka 35 bukyanga omuyeekera gwe bayita Museveni ne bayeekera banne lwe bajja ne bawamba ensi yaffe ku mudumu gw'emmundu era okuva ku olwo baatufuula baddu mu nsi yaffe era njozayoza bannayuganda nti mu kunyigirizibwa mu ttemu ne mu kutiisibwatiisibwa okw'ekika ekyawaggulu baavuddeyo ne basalawo Mwai Museveni ne bamugoba nga bayita mu kalulu. Newankubadde Mwai Museveni yeewaŋŋamizza mu ntebe gy'atalina kutuulamu essaawa zino, njagala okumujjukiza mu bigambo byange titugenda kumuggyamu mu ntebe eyo. Njagala obajjukiza mikwano gyange nti ebifo bye baabalonzeemu si byakulya pate, wabula baabawadde bwesige na buvumu na tebayita stamp of approval mu bakulembere. Njagala okubasaba mikwano gyange, nze ng'omuntu temunswaza, n'okusingira ddala temuswaza ebiruubirirwa byaffe ng'eggwanga, ebiruubirirwa byaffe ng'omugigi. Abasinga obungi kummwe temwali bazaale Museveni we yawambira ensi yaffe, kati muli babaka ba parliament. Ekyo nno kibajjukize nti tulina omulimu ogw'amaanyi ogw'okweggyako nakyemalira, ate nga tugenda kikola nga Mukama ye mubeezi waffe. Njagala okubajjukiza nti obuyinza mubakiikirire, ebifo byammwe mubikozese nga front ey'okulwanyisa obwannakyemalira buno, mubikozese nga front. Muli malobozi g'abantu, nze nga mbagamba nti siina njawulo nammwe, era nga mbagamba nti nze kyensinga okwagala kwe kwekubisaamu abantu bangi nnyo nnyo nnyo. Ndi musanyufu nti mwenna buli Bakyagulanyi n'okukirawo, era nga njagala okubakunga mikwano gyange mugende mukole ekyo kyennyini abantu kye bakkiririzaamu. Omulamwa gwaffe gwakuggyako dictator, tetukikweka. Mission gye tuliko yakuggyako nakyemalira Museveni. Bannayuganda bamuggyeko nga bayita mu kalulu, mwenna mukiraba, obujulizi we buli mu zi videos, mu zi declaration forms, newankubadde abasirikale n'amagye bagifudde mission yaabwe okugenda nga balumbagana ba agent baffe nga babambako declaration forms, naye obujulizi we buli titwawangudde Mwai Museveni. Ekiddako kwe kukulembera bannayuganda bannaffe okweggyako nakyemalira. Njagala okubajjukiza nga nva waggulu nti mikwano gya Museveni omuli Hosni Mubaraka bwe bajjako e Egypt n'amaanyi g'abantu nga tebakozeseza muntu, yali yakamala okwerangirira nti awangudde n'ebitundu ebisukka mu 8. Hosni Mubaraka tanaweza mwaka nga bamuggyeko, era yali tanaweza mwaka ng'awambye obuyinza bw'abantu ng'abasiba ekiwaani yawangudde n'ebitundu ebisukka mu 9. Bashir gwe baakajjako ne Sudan yali tanaweza mwaka nga yeerangiridde nga bw'awangudde, of course mu bulimba n'ebitundu 9 ku buli 100. Kati ate ono Museveni namukadde. So njagala okubategeeza nti bannayuganda balinaffe, naye mmwe mulina okubawa obukulembeze. Ensonga lwaki Mwami Museveni ansibira ewaka, ensonga lwaki amaaso agateeka ku nze, kubanga alowooza nti nze bwanzigyamu mmwe olwo kiba kiwedde. Njagala okubakunga olunaku lwaleero mikwano gyange, mumanye nti guno mulamwa tekukoma ku Kyagulanyi, wabula mwenna abantu okubalonda kitegeeza nti naawe oli Kyagulanyi ewammwe, ate naawe mu constituency eyo osobola okukunga Bakyagulanyi ne bawera 1000, ne bawera 1,000, ne bawera bangi. N'olw'ensonga eyo njagala okubategeeza mikwano gyange nti ne lwaleero lwennyini basobola okuddamu ne beetolola amaka gange, basobola n'okunkwata ne bansibira ewalala, basobola n'okunzita, naye tuba tukomye? No, tuba tetukomye. Samora Mache yagamba aluta continua, olutalo lugenda mu maaso. Basaba mweweeyo nga saddaaka mikwano gyange. Njagala mubeere basingi, njagala mubeere basaale mu bitundu byammwe, ate buno obubaka nammwe mbongereyo mu bantu. Mission gye tuliko yakuggyako nakyemalira. Tebinnaba kuggwa, bitandika butandisi mikwano gyange. Tebinnaba kuggwa, bikola ki? Tebinnaba kuggwa, bikola ki? Bitandika butandisi. N'olw'ensonga eyo mbayozaayoza naye nga mbajjukiza nti olutalo lwaffe olw'okununula eggwanga lyaffe n'olw'okuggyako nakyemalira lutandika butandisi. bingi bye tugenda okuteesaako of course bwe tutandyagadde bannamawulire bafune nga tetunaba biboobeza bulungi nnyo naye mbaaniriza mbayozaayoza mbategeeza ti Mwami Museveni ffe tetumulaba nga pulezidenti kubanga si pulezidenti pulezidenti eyalondebwa mumulaba wano mu maaso gammwe bannayuganda abayimiridde naffe tujja kuba mu biseera ebiddako mu maaso nga tubagaidinga engeri gye tugenda okutambula. Njagala okwongera okukikatiriza tiffe tetuli bamenyi b'amateeka, tetukozesa mmundu, tetuli violent, naye tugenda kujjako nakyemalira ono nga tewali n'essasi n'erimu lyetutulumiza. Mwebalire ddala. Ndowooza nja kufunayo ebibuuzo nga 2-3 okuva eri bannamawulire, then tugende maaso n'olukuŋŋaana lwaffe.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Another round of applause, please. I can definitely not add anything to that. But before I call the questions, I want to make a few introductions of leaders that we did not introduce at the start. The first one being our Deputy President, the Honorable Mathias Mpuga, the Honorable Mwanga Chivumbi, the Honorable Joel Senyonyi Besekezi, MP Nakawa West constituency. We have Mr. Katana Benjamin, our National Treasurer, the National Platform. Mr. Nyanzi Fred Sentamu, Onakake Kabulayo Katana Kueda Honorable. Chairman. Then we have Honorable Muhammad Segirinya. People power! Our power! Honorable Patrick Nsamba, Oshawe, I think I saw him around. People power! Our power! Our power! People power! And finally, Honorable Flavia Kabrena Abagabi. Our power! People power! Are there others who came in after we had done introductions? Yes. Honorable Joyce Vagala, right there. All right, so we'll take some questions. Thank you very much, Honorable. I must congratulate you on my question is, normally, ever since elections, I'm called Dennis Paro from Channel 44. Those people are continuing to spread the gospel how they defeat the movement. They can't justify, but the only issue the emphasize is for you to proceed the court side. I want to know your state. Are you proceed the court side? Thank you very much. Yes.
Thank you. My name is Jackson Onyango. Maybe if we could start with your experience in the 11 days that you were kept in this compound and in your house. What was it like? And secondly, you have talked of removing General Yoweri Museveni within a space of 1 year. How are you going to do this? Because we know that the elections are coming.
Thank you. Reports that we expect a response from. There are a number of people you talked about who we know are still in jail. And what is the plan? What is the NEP plan to ensure that they are released? Others won positions when they are still in jail.
Thank you.
Thank you. My name is Shamim Navakoze. I work with Record TV. My question is relative to that of Jackson. I want to know, what is your plan that is going to facilitate the move to remove President Museveni in just 1 year?
Thank you very much. Yes.
My name is Solomon Serwanta. Is the National Platform thinking about going to court to challenge these elections? Also, the Honorable Robert Chagulanyi has said that they will remove the government in 1 year using non-violent means. Can you maybe throw more light on that?
Thank you very much, and maybe I'll have the slide on the channel.
What we are seeing today, the people Museveni is elected
era singa ofuna omuwendo ogusingako ogwa electoral commission gwe yakuwa ne bwoba tofunye PR forms ziri ezatwalibwa kyerowozaamu.
I'll have a seat. Thank you very much. I hope I have the attention of all the journalists. Please ignore the cowards. First of all, I've been asked by journalists who must have misquoted me, saying that I've said we are going to remove Museveni within 1 year. You must have misquoted me. A year is too long. A year is too long. A year under General Museveni means more deaths, means more oppression, means more poverty, means more lawlessness. Even a month, even a week, the people of Uganda have the right to stand, to rise up against misrule, against injustice, anytime, as soon as yesterday and as late as now. The law provides for the people of Uganda to stand for their rights, and we encourage them to stand against, one, the fraudulent results that were read by Mr. Byabakama. Mr. Museveni should not be president of Uganda. And we encourage the people of Uganda to use all legal and all non-violent means and ideas that they have to free themselves from the Museveni dictatorship. So I did not say a year. If it happens in a year, it will be very late. But I mean, I was giving an example of Sudan, where Mubarak apparently won with over 90%, but it was not even a year that he was out of power. So I'm telling you that a year is too long. The people of Uganda have a right to stand against the Museveni dictatorship. Dictators have fallen much more faster than people have ever imagined. So I wanted to make that very clear. We were asked about going to court. First of all, I want you to know that we have overwhelming evidence. Overwhelming evidence. In terms of discrepancies in the figures, you all know that Mr. Byabakama announced results that were non-existent. They first announced the winner, and then they start compiling results. That is what Mr. Byabakama did, and we disagree with that fraud. While we have all the evidence, we told you that we are in discussions with colleagues on how to proceed about the court, which we know that General Museveni appoints. He appoints the entire bench of the Supreme Court, and we have, learned from the past. We saw what came out of the decision that was arrived at in the 2011 BSJ court petition, and what came out of the Mama Baba's petition. And should we go to court, it should be another front to expose the regime. But most importantly, the court we believe in most is a court of public opinion. We have believed always in people power. Our energy, our hope, and our power is within the people of Uganda. So it is the court of public opinion that is most important to us. About the plan I'll refer some questions to our legal team and our Secretary General. For example, the MPs running to court, and about the U-Vote app. But I'll just respond to the question of the experience under house arrest. Well, what can I say? Home feels different when new friends are here. Where you are seated right now, there were tents of soldiers. They jumped over the fence and took over our compound. They could not allow my wife to access our garden. They beat up our security guards and terrorized everybody that we stay with. But, that serves only to expose the kind of regime that is presiding over us. I will not talk so much about the stress and the experience. All I can say is that we are here. And we are not giving up. All the stress only made us strong and proved to us that Museveni is so scared of us. And finally, about the jailed comrades, you are aware that more than 400 of our colleagues are in prisons across the country. We heard from our colleagues that were charged in military court and remanded in Chitalia, including Nubian Lee. All his hair has been shaved off as an effort to humiliate him. And many other comrades are sick, but they are strong in the spirit. Continue to pray for them, but most importantly, we continue to demand for their freedom. And if you had so many reasons to demand for the freedom of our people and to stand against the Museveni regime, let this be yet another strong reason for you to fight on. I thank you, and I forward it to you, Comrade Secretary General.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. The one in Uganda.
Uganda? Uganda. Mwebale nnyo. Mu Luganda batubuuzizza ku nsonga waliwo munnamawulire alina okuba nga yampulidde bubi. Agambye nti ngambye nti Museveni twagala mujjako mu mwaka gumu. Omwaka muwanvu nnyo. Omwaka omulamba nga Museveni yatufuga kitegeeza kwongera bannayuganda kufa na kuttibwa, bannayuganda kwongera kubuzibwawo, bannabyamizannyo abasambi b'omupiira ne babokisa kutemulwa nga tewali ripooti. Kitegeeza bakyala baffe n'abaana baffe kwongera kufa. Kitegeeza kubeera nga tufugibwa mudumu gwa mundu. So omwaka muwanvu nnyo nga tufugibwa Museveni, n'omwezi muwanvu nnyo. Obwangu obusinga okwetakululako Nakyemalira Museveni bwandibadde bwajjo. Okulwawo ennyo kulina kubeera kwa leero. N'olw'ensonga eyo njagala mwenna mumanye nti bannayuganda amateeka gabawa eddembe okuwakanya okufugibwa obumbula, okuwakanya okufugibwa mu nfuga etali y'amateeka, era balina eddembe okuyimirirawo. At least constitution ebawa eddembe eryo. N'olw'ensonga eyo njagala obbakunga mwenna bannayuganda, si kulinda mwaka, si kulinda mwezi, si kulinda wiiki, sinakulinda lunaku, naye okuyimirirawo buli omu okukozesa kyasobola okuwakanya enfuga ya Museveni n'okuwakanya ebyavudde mu kulonda ebyo ebyalangiddwa mwami byabakama ebikyamu ebifu bye tutakkiriziganya nabyo. Batubuuziza kuba tuteekateeka ogenda mu kooti. Anja mbategeeza bannayuganda bannange nti obujulizi bungi nnyo nammwe bwe muze mulaba zi vidiyo z'abasirikale nga batikinga obululu, abapoliisi n'abamagye nga bapakira obululu mu bokisi, abasirikale nga batadde abantu ku mudumu gw'emundu babalagira batikinge Museveni. Naye nga tetunatuuka naawo mwalaba nti ne process eya campaign yonna yali mu bumenyi bw'amateeka nga mwami Museveni akozesa covid okumenya amateeka ye kennyini okulemesa bakandideti abalala okutuuka mu bifo bingi, okutemula abantu n'ebirala ebifaanana bwe bityo. Ebyo byonna byandibadde bimala bumazi okusazibwamu okulonda kuno. Naye era tumanyi bulungi nnyo nti ekooti ezo naddala ekooti enkulu mwami Museveni bonna yabawa omulimu. Era tumanyi bulungi nnyo nti mu byafaayo okugeza okulonda kwa 2011 n'okulonda kwa 2016 okwalopebwa mwami Besigye ne mwami Amama Mbabazi ebyasalibwawo ekooti mwabiraba. Okunaabagenda mu kooti ekimu ku bigendererwa kujja kubeera kwakwanika kooti ezo. Mwena mwawulidde omulamuzi Ssaabalamuzi w'eggwanga mwami Owiny Dollo ng'agamba tebafugibwa mwami Museveni. Ekyo tukyayogera ne bannaffe tulabe oba tubagezesa nabo tubakubemu ttooki. Si eya wano yokka wabula ey'ensi yonna. Naye njagala obbategeeza nti ekooti esingayo obukulu ffe gye tulinamu obwesige ye kooti ey'abantu ey'abannayuganda. Bambuuziza embeera gye tubadde tuyitamu ennaku 11 bwe tubadde abasibe. Njagala obbategeeza nti wano we mutudde wonna wabadde wajjudde magye gawamba oluggya lwaffe, gawamba ennimiro zaffe, ge galya emmere yaffe, tebatukkiriza na kugenda mu nnimiro yaffe kugyayo emmere. Naye oluvannyuma lw'ennaku 11 okuggyako okusalamu kaweeti akatono n'okola figa, tukyaliwo, tukyali bagumu era tukyagenda mu maaso paka nga tuggyeko nakyemalira Museveni. Byaddala ebibuuzo ebirala nja kusaba bannange babiddemu, omuli ekyababaka baffe ababbiddwa abateeseza kukyogenda mu kooti n'ekya You Vote Up. Naye bambuuziza kyenjagala okuddamu ekisembayo kyekya bannaffe abali mu makomera. Tubategeeza nti bannaffe bangi nnyo bali mu 100 bali mu makomera ag'enjawulo mu ggwanga. Mwe muli n'abali campaign team yaffe abakwatibwa abatwalibwa mu kooti y'amagye newankubadde babakwata nange naye bo ne batwala mu kooti y'amagye. Muli Banubiani ba Edi Mutwe n'abalala. Bannaffe abagenzeeyo okubalabako bantegeezeza Nubiani ye wakati mu kugezaako okumutyoboola bamumweddeko enviiri ze zonna, n'abalala bayisiddwa bubi nnyo mu kkomera, abalala balwadde. Naye obubaka bwe batuwa nti bagumu nnyo mu kkomera gye bali. Naffe mu kkomera eno gye tuli newankubadde tutambula, naffe tugume obuwanguzi bwaffe. Mwebale nnyo mwebale ddala ssebo. Muzikirize mpozi nyongere ate nteeke essiira kw'omu ku baganda baffe. Ono nga yali nfanfe wange nga ntambula nnyo naye, mukoddomi wange kubanga kizibwe wa mukyala wange gwe bayita Lule David Bwanika, abangi gwe mumanyi nga Selector David. Oyo yawambibwa mu maka ge awo e Magere. Abasirikale omwali aba SFC, aba UPDF n'abapoliisi ne bamukuba nnyo, ne bamuteeka mu drone ne bamutwala, era ng'okuva ku olwo taddangamu kulabika. Twongera okubanja Selector David, twongera okumubanja, twagala okumulabako kuba talina musango, ne baba bagamba alina omusango twagala bamuleete mu kooti. Let me say that in English. Among the very many comrades that were abducted is my brother-in-law, a cousin brother to my wife, and a very close ally of mine, Lule David Wanika, also known as Selector David, who was abducted on the night of 12th January from his home here in Magere by SFC soldiers, UPDF soldiers, and Uganda police officers. They beat him up so bad and bundled him in a drone van and drove him away. Since then, he has never been seen again. We don't know where he is, and we continue to demand for his unconditional release. And if he has any case to answer, he should be presented in a competent court of law. I thank you, Mr. Secretary General, please.
Thank you very much. I think the question I need to respond to very quickly is one, and then we'll go into another meeting. The question was if the party is helping comrades who have issues, cases, and all that, and the answer is yes. Our comrades are helping out the legal teams, but also other elected leaders. And you can see, for example, that some of the leaders are not here because they're in Kalungu trying to help one of the comrades there, and other cases that we have from across the country. So we are doing our best to help them, and we encourage all leaders to take this up, knowing that it is for all of us. And regarding U-Vote, we are trying to gather as much evidence as possible. And recently we gave out a number, we made it public, through which the citizens have been bringing out all sorts of evidence, including from DR forms, videos, pictures. I mean, this was not an election. In some parts, the military would just reach a polling station and chase away everyone and put, ballot papers in there. In some cases, we had reports where people were told that here you cannot, there is no voting for the president. They say, "Aka president it kamaze, kati muje mulonde ba MP." You can imagine that kind of situation. So we are gathering all this evidence. As to what we are going to use it for, we are going to let you know. But most importantly, we are presenting it to the country because Ugandans need to know how their victory was robbed in broad daylight. I thank you so much, and we now request that only elected members of parliament and mayors stay here for the rest of the meeting. I thank you. We encourage our people to continue voting the umbrella at all levels. On 3rd February, there are other elections, and we are telling people we want to thank the people of Uganda who are voting the umbrella everywhere, and we encourage them to continue doing that even on the 3rd of February. Thank you. All right, so we'll stay with the members of parliament and mayors here, and then the assistants and supporters, we are going to meet you after, but we want only those leaders.
Bobi, just look here for a sec.
Do I look like a president?
You're looking good, you're looking good. You're looking healthy. Just look in here. Yeah. There you go.
Again with the fist.
Thanks, Bobi.
What's the best way of making sure that this meeting is
I don't know. you're done addressing them. So why don't we just tell them every other come back. Those are you feel them.
What has been your experience? What has been your experience during the house service? House service. What has been your experience?
It has been an experience of isolation, torture, humiliation, having our compound turned into a military garrison, having our employees traumatized, beaten, an experience of hunger. We were not allowed to access our garden. But again, it has been a reminder that we can overcome any kind of stress.
And what is the way forward? Because there's chance of going to court and then you might decide not to go to court. So what is the way forward after what you say that the elections were rigged?
Right from the beginning, we told the people that people power is our power. And ultimately, we take it back to the people of Uganda who voted overwhelmingly for the new Uganda, but their voice was, manipulated by General 7 using the military and taking over all media houses. So it goes back to the people of Uganda to fight non-violently and legally to ensure that they free themselves.
So, when I see you bringing your duties,
lwaki munnayuganda oba national id ng'eriko expired date tuba tetukyali bannayuganda bwezibugwako nze ndi munyiivu ku bwekyo noba national id
yogera
kisokera ddala tuli basanyufu nnyo nti tuli muwanguzi teekateeka eno y'okulabanga entebe y'obwa MP yakawempedosi nagikwata kati olutalo lutusigalidde oba lwetukyalwanagana nalwo y'entebe ey'obwa pulezidenti nti akalwako twakawangula naye ate waliwo akyetwalira eyita pulezidenti Mwai Museveni ng'ate yawangula akalwako bamuyita Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu. So oluvannyuma lw'okubeera nga twakwata wiini eno naddala ku bw'MP ate kati olutalo lutwolekedde olunene nnyo okulaba nga tujjayo ne wiini ey'obwa pulezidenti eyatuweebwa abantu kozi bannayuganda basimba musana ne balonda Kyagulanyi naye akalwako ne kanyagibwa. N'olwekyo olwadde bankubira Segirinya tukola dipate y'okulayira tukola dipate y'okuwangula mune tuyinza kukola pate nga mukama waffe Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu obuwanguzi bwe bwatwalibwa. Olwekyo tukyalwana paka ku muntu asembayo paka olutalo tugusiza.
Oweekitiibwa
Okay, let's make a sample.
That our main mission is to liberate our country, is to get freedom back. So we haven't yet achieved it. So there's no reason to celebrate, but only to continue with the struggle to make sure that all Ugandans are free. So it's right 100%.
This is me.
Netwebaza Katonda tubaza ne kkooti ya Uganda yasazeewo ti abajje gonna barracks eva waka waffe wano waka eno state house yaffe aba ADUP wano wetufiiringira nti abanka tutambule Uganda yonna nga tutandikidde waka naye kituyambye nti omukulembeze byatubuulidde bituzaamu amaanyi ate bitwongerayo ng'abakulembeze abo naffe abalina abalala abantu betutwala mu byonna twongera okukakasa eggwanga lyatulonze nga litulonze abantu bewawulira nti babeeko kye bajjayo bannayuganda batulonze lwa nsonga era ze nsonga ezituleese okulabira ddala ng'omukulembeze watugambye ate naffe nga we tubadde tutandiseeko kuba tetutandika butandisi ffe abamu wadde tugenze mu levo ndala naye tubadde mu levels ndala tubaddeko mu bukulembeze tugenda kunyweza bunyweza
okusomoza kugenda kubeera kw'amaanyi nnyo abantu bagenda basuubiza ssente bagenda baterawo ebibasoomoza but last omuntu kyolina okulabika nti nolowoozaako be bantu abaakulonda lowooza ku musaayi gw'abantu oguyise lowooza ku bannayuganda bannaffe abasibiddwa n'abalala betamanyiwa gye bali bino bye tugenda okulabika nga tukola okuyiwawo omubiri ku lw'abantu nga batulaba oba nga tebatulaba NUP tulina okusomozebwa nti abantu batwagadde nnyo naffe abajjidde ku kadi ya NUP abantu bataddeko amaaso mangi nnyo ffe essuubi ly'abantu bano nga pulezidenti waali essuubi ly'abannayuganda atugambye buli omu weekubiseemu nga gwe Kyagulanyi bakyagulanyi bwe banaabeera abangi tugenda kuba nga tutuwa ku nkyukakyuka gye twetaaga.
National ID gyogereko okubeerako deeti gyogereko
Bashir olidde
How are you, sir?
And ensure that they
abamawulire tebasobola kuva
tubakuganda olekuwaziri